Hello babes, this is going to be a very quick video just lip swatching all these shades in the new Armani Lip Freeze collection. So there are 6 new Lip Freeze Sorbet LipMaestros and also 6 of the LipMagnets. If you're new to the Armani LipMaestros and LipMagnets, they are both liquid lipsticks but they have slightly different formulations and textures. The LipMaestros are something of a satin finish. They are just a very typical creamy liquid lipstick. Not high shine, but also not flat matte either. So they have a slight creaminess to them and they don't really dry down on the mouth. So if you have dry lips, you don't really want that very matte, very drying, non-transferring kind of a finish, then the LipMaestros would be quite nice on you. On the other hand, if you want a lipstick that's gonna set and then become more or less transfer-proof, kiss-proof, then you may want to look into the LipMagnets. Now this is a formula that is not quite as dry as a lot of the liquid lipsticks on the market these days, which I tend to prefer. They do eventually set to a mostly kiss-proof, transfer-proof finish, but it does take a while, maybe like a full minute. And when you just apply this, you may notice that there is a slight sheen on the lips, sort of like a semi-matte kind of a finish, a tiny bit of a glow because these don't set to that really powdery, super matte finish. And I tend to prefer that because I have dry lips, I have small lips, and those super matte textures tend to emphasize lines and crack when I smile. This formula will not crack and it feels very comfortable on the lips compared to most of those super matte liquid lipsticks. So I'm gonna swatch this here. Now both of these are 305 Coral, but you can see that the undertones are quite different between the two formulas. 305 in the LipMaestro, the creamier range. This is a little bit warmer. It's got a little bit more orange or yellow in it, whereas the 305 Coral in the LipMagnet range is a little bit more on the pink side. So it's a pink coral. And this is already setting to a demi-matte finish at this point. It does, as I said, take a while. So give it 1 or 2 minutes to dry down and don't, go around pressing your lips together, drinking, eating, whatever in that time. Some people don't like the fact that the LipMagnets take quite a while to dry down. I think it's a perfectly reasonable trade-off because I'd rather not have that super fast, quick setting formulas, which also feel extremely dry and then crack on the lips. Those tend to go on really thick. This gives you time to shear things out, build things up, blend things around, and it does not go on too heavy. It doesn't look like this thick film or crusty layer on your lips. It doesn't crack when you smile. It feels so comfortable on the mouth. So I would go for this over a quick drying formula any day. The key difference between the Lip Freeze Sorbets and the regular LipMaestros and regular LipMagnets is in the type of pigments used in this line. So they use a new pigment technology which gives this sort of a slight translucency and softness that the regular pigments can't. And they call it sorbet, but I like to liken it to a foggy kind of a color. It's got a certain milkiness, like, if you dropped poster paint into a mug of water. It has a slight translucency to it, but it's got that soft, cloudy, milky color at the same time. So that's the sort of an effect you can expect from this lip range. I find this sort of a matte but translucent texture very reminiscent of a lot of products coming out from Japanese and Korean brands. You see the vibrancy and you see the color on the lips, but you don't see the texture of the product. You see the texture of the skin, which I find to be the most beautiful thing in the world. Of course, it also tends to be easier to pull off if you have dry skin or mature skin or textured skin, because a lot of these products don't emphasize those problems, but they give you the color payoff and that pop, that vibrancy that you want. So having said all that, I'm going to get straight down to the lip swatches, and I'm going to go numerically just to keep things a little bit simpler and easier to remember, and enjoy. One other thing you can do with the LipMaestros is to use this as a blush, because this has a beautiful sort of cream to powder texture. When you shear it out, and then pat it on your cheeks. So I already applied it on this side, you can see. It's a beautiful finish. It doesn't feel greasy on the skin. It won't break down your foundation. But as always, you know, pat it on, don't rub. And it lasts very well through the day, it doesn't fade much. I know a lot of people consider this type of formula kind of old-fashioned. To me, this will never go out of style. It is comfortable. It is a very nice balance between comfort, payoff, and performance. So it is one of my favorite lip cream formulas. 304 could be one of the harder shades in the line to pull off because it is one of those very pale, very pastel, creamsicle orange colors. Quite a few of these shades in the LipMagnet range are also more likely to stain, so I have my Shu Uemura Reset tint remover just in case. Definitely staining my lips already, and I didn't leave it on that long, so. I think this one is a sleeper hit. It turned out to be surprisingly nice, and I was expecting it to be a crazy milky salmon tone pastel, but it's looking okay. Partly because I already have quite a deep stain on my lips at this point. So do also factor that in when you're testing out the lipsticks. They will sort of settle down a little and look not so crazy after a couple of hours because your lips would have been stained by then. That's specific to the lip magnets, of course. So you may want to swatch these, wear them for an hour or so before making a choice at the counter. They are semi-sheer, they do very well when you shear them out. It's almost like they take on a little bit of the hue of your natural lip undertone, so they go a little bit more neutral. It's like neutral with a tiny bit of a pastel pop. And that is what makes these colors so beautiful. So if you are curious about these, I do encourage you to go try them out. At least I find these shades quite different from what is typically available on the market. You may be quite surprised by which ones look nice on you. So never say no, just try it on. If you don't like it, you can always remove it. It is just makeup. I think the beauty of makeup is the impermanence of it. I think it's a fab collection. The reason why it's been getting so much hype is just because some of these colors are just so interesting to play with. They are very girly, they are kind of pastel looking, and you are not quite sure if they are going to sit nicely on the skin because pastels look nice on their own, but they don't necessarily work as makeup colors. But these are beautiful because of that slight foggy translucency to them. That is it for this video. I will see you in the next one.